To encourage us in reaching out to family, friends and acquaintances, I thought it would be good to interview Rochelle Sutherland. Rochelle has been reaching out to her family, friends and acquaintances, and also to her clients, which is really going the extra mile. So I thought I'd ask her a couple of questions. How have people responded as you've reached out to family, friends and acquaintances?
Well, people have responded very positively. No one has said, no, don't trouble me with that mumbo jumbo. No one's refused to have me talk about it. A few have been a little bit cautious, and I think they've been worried how much is going to be given to them, how hard am I going to push. And so I've just called on my record and said, look, you know me, you know I'm not going to force my opinions on you, but I just think you need to maybe hear this. Some have been really interested when I've said to them in opening the conversation, well look, I've been praying for you and I think that you might be curious about this. And they think that's quite normal. They think that as a Christian I've got a really good line, and that I'm in communication with the Lord all the time. And so they're quite excited about that, and they're willing to offer prayer points, because they think I can do something about it. So that's been very interesting. And there have been times where I've been talking to people, and I've found this more confronting, where people have been so overwhelmed and so moved by the thought that God, through his Son, wants any relationship with them on a personal level, that they've just broken down and cried.
Wow, that's wonderful. In addition to this, has there been a moment in which you've seen the hand of God at work in this ministry?
I don't say that I could see God working in someone else, because I can't quite perceive that, but I can feel God working in me. And when I feel that most strongly is when I'm on the point of thinking, do I open up my Bible with this person or do I not? Do I hold back? And that's when I get a little push from behind saying, do it, do it, do it. And I think, okay, well, this is obviously the right time. So the Lord really leads me when it is the right time.
What advice would you give to us in reaching out to family, friends and acquaintances?
First of all, there's really no substitute for praying. You must pray for your friends and family, and we know this, but you must pray to be led to those who are most curious, and to those who really might be open to you approaching them, and be led by those feelings. Don't just assume that it's coming from you. I'd also say it's so important to open your Bible and read it with people. I've found that, I know the words and I think, oh yes, that's lovely, and yes, it gives me great comfort and it lifts me up and it provides me with such inspiration. But I forget that to someone who is so new to this good news, it is really good news. Yeah. And so that really just needs to be shared. I feel like it's important not to be afraid because they already know you, or they should know you're a Christian. And there is a bit of that expectation that as a Christian you want the best for them and that you want to be looking after them and caring for them. And so they are, to a degree, receptive to the fact that as a Christian you're helping them. I think that's really important as well. And I think the last thing that I'd say is that when people go blank and they don't really have an expression on your face, particularly people who are new to talking to people on a really deep level might be thinking, okay, they've shut down, they don't want to talk to me anymore, but in fact it's probably that they're processing. And so it's really important to give people time and space to just take it in, because what we're telling them is something pretty big, and to just wait, because quite often when people are so completely blank, it's because they're thinking and they're just about to ask something really interesting. So I think that would be probably the strongest piece of advice I could give to someone who's really wondering what to do in that moment. Just wait and just see what happens.